This is a picture of Southeast Asia in 2012, and as you can see, as the years go by, tiny islands are popping out of nowhere. What are these islands, and why are they there? Watch this video to find out more about China's man-made islands and how they are quickly sinking. China has created artificial islands in the South China Sea as part of its maritime claims in the disputed waters. However, these man-made islands are now sinking and we don't know exactly why. The South China Sea. The South China Sea is one of the most important bodies of water in the world. It is home to some of the busiest shipping routes and it is a major source of fisheries. It also contains large reserves of oil and gas, making it a vital economic resource for its surrounding countries. The area is surrounded by a number of countries including China, Taiwan, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. These countries have long been in dispute over who has sovereignty over the South China Sea. In recent years, tensions have flared as China has become more assertive to the claims to the South China Sea. It is a crucial strategic location for militaries. It provides access to the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, making it a key choke point for maritime trade. The South China Sea is also home to a number of important military bases. Moreover, it is a crucial economic resource for its surrounding countries. There is an estimated $5 trillion worth of trade that passes through the South China Sea every year. It is also a major source of fisheries, with an estimated 10% of the world's fish catch coming from the salt water, and as mentioned earlier, it contains large reserves of oil and gas. The South China Sea is a vital waterway for global commerce and communication. Its importance will only continue to grow in the years to come. The man-made islands. The South China Sea is a key strategic location for China. Building military bases in the South China Sea will allow China to better protect its interests in the region and project its power. It is a vital trade route for China. Over 60% of China's trade passes through the South China Sea. In addition, the South China Sea contains rich fishing grounds and large deposits of oil and gas. Therefore, controlling the South China Sea is essential for China's economic security. The United States has been trying to contain China's rise by stationing troops in Asia and building up its military presence in the region. The USA sees Chinese control of the South China Sea as a threat to its interests in Asia. In recent years, China has been building up its military presence in the South China Sea. China has built artificial islands in the South China Sea and has installed military facilities on them. This has caused tensions with other countries in the region, such as the Philippines and Vietnam. The USA has been trying to stop China's militarization of the South China Sea by conducting freedom of navigation operations in the area. However, these operations have had little effect. As mentioned earlier, China's military bases in the area aid it greatly in protecting their own interests. The USA will be unable to stop China from doing this. Therefore, the USA needs to find a way to work with China to manage the South China Sea issue. China has taken aggressive actions to support its claims in the South China Sea. These include building artificial islands, constructing military facilities on those islands, and sending warships and fighter jets into the region. China has created several man-made islands in the South China Sea as part of its maritime claims in the region. These islands are located in the Spratly and Paracel Island chains and are claimed by China, Taiwan, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia. The country began constructing these artificial islands in 2014, placing them on top of rocks or reefs that were close to the water's surface at high tide. Dredging ships were used to remove seafloor and create islands on top of the rocks. They have since been expanded through land reclamation and construction. The largest of these islands is Fiery Cross Reef, which is about 2,000 acres in size. China has built airstrips, ports, and military facilities on these islands, raising concern from other countries in the region. What does China plan to do with these islands? China has created man-made islands in the South China Sea as a way to claim some of the territory and islands close to it. This has created conflict and misunderstandings with other neighboring countries like Vietnam and the Philippines. China has been disputing maritime claims with its neighboring countries over a long period of time. The country is using the islands as a way to assert its power in the region. The Spratly Islands are a group of more than 750 reefs, islets, atolls, cays, and islands in the South China Sea. They are located off the coasts of the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and Vietnam. China has built man-made islands on some of the Spratly Islands and has been expanding its military presence in the region. There are concerns that China's man-made islands could further escalate tensions in the South China Sea. The area is already a flashpoint for territorial disputes between China and its neighbors. The construction of artificial islands has been criticized by the international community, as it is seen as a way to assert its sovereignty over the disputed waters. The sinking of China's man-made islands would have serious implications for the country's maritime claims in the South China Sea, and it would also be a major environmental disaster, as the artificial islands are located in a sensitive marine ecosystem. China has not commented on the reports of the sinking of its man-made islands. However, the Chinese government has defended its construction activities in the South China Sea, saying that it is within its rights to build infrastructure in its own territory. Enjoying this video so far? Well, don't forget to click that subscribe button below. Subscribe to TechnoGlobal Innovation now. The Chinese government's actions in the South China Sea have caused tension with other countries in the region. The Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei all have competing claims in the South China Sea, and they have accused China of militarizing the Spratly Islands by building airstrips and installing military equipment on the islands. China has defended its actions in the South China Sea, saying it has a historical claim to the region and it is only defending its own territory. President Xi Jinping has said that China does not want to hurt or defeat other countries, but that it wants to uphold China's sovereignty and rights. They say that these man-made islands are a symbol of its growing power and influence in the region. However, the islands are also a reminder of the tensions that exist between China and its neighbors. While China insists that these islands are for peaceful purposes, many see them as a way for China to assert its dominance. The region is home to vital shipping lanes and it is thought to have large amounts of resources. The construction of these islands just increased the already existing tensions in the region, and this has led to several confrontations between China and other countries. Why should the world worry about these artificial islands? The islands are a source of concern for a variety of reasons. They enhance China's claim over the South China Sea, as well as its military might in general, further empowering the country. The rifts provide them with enormous power to dominate one of the world's most essential international waterways, which is where much of the globe's maritime trade passes through. If China is permitted to dominate the South China Sea, it will be in a position to dominate much of the world's international trade, particularly that which travels through those waters. Every year, trillions of dollars worth of trade pass through the South China Sea. Control of the sea would also allow the nation to isolate and pressure Japan in a crisis considerably better. This will be an issue, for example, if or when China starts a military conflict over Taiwan. The man-made islands themselves came with a significant ecological cost. China destroyed the reefs to produce building materials for its artificial islands. An expensive sinking project. The man-made islands are built on top of coral reefs and are not anchored to the seabed. They are made of sand dredged from the seafloor and reinforced with concrete. The islands are slowly sinking because they are not built on solid ground. China has been dredging and demolishing ecologically sensitive reefs in the South China Sea's disputed waters to create these artificial islands. It has already established 7 major military bases on artificial islands with ports, runways, radars, and missile installations. The nation created artificial islands at a very high cost to serve as unsinkable carriers for the country. More significantly, in international law, the right to exploit resources is almost connected with a country's coastline. According to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, a country's exclusive economic zone extends 200 nautical miles from its coastline, where it has sole sovereign rights. China intended to violate international law by constructing artificial islands, but these expensive man-made Chinese islands are now being submerged in disputed South China Sea waters. Neighboring nations fight back. Other nations in the South China Sea region are watching China's activities with alarm. The Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei all have competing claims to parts of the South China Sea, and none want to see China gain a dominant position in the area. To counter China's moves, these countries are pursuing a variety of strategies. The Philippines has taken a confrontational approach, filing a case against China at an international court and calling on the United States to intervene militarily if necessary. Vietnam has been trying to strengthen its relationships with other nations in the region, as well as its own military capabilities. Malaysia has been taking a more low-key approach, maintaining its claims while seeking to improve relations with China, and Brunei has been trying to stay out of the conflict altogether. These different strategies reflect the different interests and capabilities of each nation, but they all share a common goal: to prevent China from dominating the South China Sea. The United States has also been involved in the South China Sea dispute, conducting freedom of navigation operations in the area and calling out China's illegal claims. China has clashed with the United States over freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. The US has conducted several of these operations in which it sails ships and flies planes through the waters claimed by China. These operations are meant to show that the US does not recognize China's claims to the South China Sea. Environmental consequences. Being one of the busiest shipping routes in the world, the South China Sea is also home to a rich variety of marine life. However, these waters are being threatened by the artificial islands built in the area. The South China Sea is a vital economic lifeline for many countries, and any disruption to shipping in the area could have a major impact on the global economy. The construction of these artificial islands has already caused widespread water pollution and destruction of coral reefs. The scale of the problem is vast, with some estimates suggesting that over 3,000 acres of coral reefs have been destroyed so far. This destruction will have a serious impact on the marine ecosystem and could lead to a decline in fish populations. The artificial islands are also a threat to shipping lanes, as they are often built in areas that are shallow or have strong currents. This increases the risk of collisions and could result in an environmental disaster if a tanker were to leak oil into the waters. We've mentioned it over and over. The construction of these islands is increasing tensions in the region, as other countries claim that China is claiming sovereignty over parts of the South China Sea that do not belong to them. This is a major concern for the international community, as it could lead to further escalation and conflict in the area. It is vital that this issue is addressed urgently before it causes further damage. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to watch more of our other videos by subscribing to this channel.